Hi and welcome back to part 3, the final video for creating our square for our weaving. So if you haven't watched part 1 and part 2, please go back and watch those videos so that you can understand how to start and create the sides. There's a lot of learning in those videos, so I really do encourage you to go and watch those. So part 3. What we're up to now is where we finished off in the last video is we had 6 on either side, 6 triangles. Remember the triangles 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, we made 6 down the side so that we could make an even square. What I've done is I've only done 5 down the sides. And the reason why I've done that is the 6th one is just a bit different on how we do it. Because we are going to close it off at the same time. So when we close the 6th one, we also will be, when we create the 6th triangle, we also will be closing it off at the same time. So that's the reason why we only have 5 completed triangles, because we will be creating the 6th one as well as closing it off. In this video, hopefully it shouldn't be too long. We've gone through quite a lot and hopefully you've been practicing, and I'm looking forward to you completing your first square for your weaving. So in this video, I do, before we go on to the closing off, just want to highlight a few things. I want you to pay attention to this corner down this side and notice how this is just one piece. So that triangle there and this triangle here is actually one piece. That one piece actually goes up through here and becomes this strand, and that same piece does a U-turn and comes back to become the second piece, and they actually end up next to each other. That's the same for this side here. These two triangles are actually the same piece that run up to each corner, well, the opposite corner, and the two actually are parallel next to each other, and they are the same piece. The reason why I bring that to your attention is sometimes, especially in the beginning, your sides won't be straight, so you'll need to tighten those somehow. And the way to do that is to hold down your piece. If we can just pull this out a little bit, just for example's sake, it's that uneven. Well, all you need to do is grab that piece, hold your piece down and pull it. You can do single pieces. Let's say I want to tighten or bring in this strand. Just follow it with your finger if you have to, and just pull that in. This side here, pull that in as well. And you can do that for every strand. Yeah. And the same for the other side as well. You can really pull it back, pull the top back so that you can see what you're doing, or you can just pull them as is. Hold your piece down, pull it in. Okay, and that's how you can tighten your pieces as you go. I do want to tighten this one a little bit. There we go, and just push that down again so that we can seal it. Okay. All right. Okay, so that's what I wanted to kind of show you in this piece. So we can get to closing it off now. Exciting. All right, so on this side, let's remember the triangles. You can see that the triangle folds over on this side, and it's the same on this side. The triangles, oh sorry, this triangle on this side, it folds under. See here? I'll just zoom in. This side here folds under. And this side here folds over. So what we need to do is the same with the corner piece is continue to do what you've always done. That's what you need to remember. So ignore the fact that we're not going over anything. You just need to understand that we need to do the same of what we've always done. Now, if I show you here for example's sake, I'm not folding it over anything just like we have been doing. It's just kind of like that. But you can see that their triangle is the same as every single other triangle that we've completed. And that's what you need to do. Continue to do what you do. It used to be parallel with this one. Now, when you fold it, it's going to be parallel with this one. Parallel. There, now these two are partners. Yeah. You are now going to do the same as what you did with the other corners. Remember this corner here? Every other corner. Each side of the corner looks different. This triangle here folds over, and this triangle here folds over as well, but they look different. So we need to do the same here because we're creating a triangle. Two triangles, but we're creating the corner. All right, we'll keep it zoomed in like that. All right, so you can see. So now that we've done this, ignore the pieces underneath. Ignore these ones. Because you're closing it off, those are going to stay on the bottom. You're not going to do anything with them. You're going to cut them off later. You just need to focus on here where your work is. So let's start again. You have 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 triangles. We're going to create the 6th triangle, close it off, and create a corner. We're going to get this. We're going to follow the same triangle that we've been doing, which is over. We now see that these two are a pair. Remember, when we're doing our work, we always work with 2 pieces. Whether we're going under or over, it's always 2 pieces. And that's what you need to focus on. Okay, so we have our 2 pieces. We now need to create a corner. Now, do I do it under? I have that option. Or do I do it over itself? I have that option too. If we have a look at this corner here, we can see that the corner has a line down the middle. If I went under, it would work. But do I have a line down the middle? No, it's just become one triangle. That's not what we want. We need to follow patterns. This triangle has a line down, or fold, I should say, down the middle. We need to do the same thing. And that's how you can keep yourself in check, is by just looking at everything that you've done before. Okay, so we now know that we're going to fold it over. We're going to lift the parallel piece, and it's going to fold over itself to get that fold down the middle. Whoop, there you go. Crease it. Now your piece has gone a different way. It's gone from going to the left to going to the right to going down. Now we've created the corner. Well done. We now have started to work with these pieces. We've now taken our work and gone in a different direction so that we can, instead of working this way, we've now turned it to work this way. Pretty neat, huh? Okay, we've done that. We've gone under 1. I'll do that again, just in case. There. we need to create a triangle just like this, so it's an over. Yep, that's it. It's going in that way. Cool. That triangle looks like this triangle. Now we are going to lift its new partner, its new buddy. We are going to come over itself. It's got the fold down the middle, so we know it's right. And it looks the same as this one. Cool. So we've now gone from going that way to going this way. So you've actually done a few things there, so I hope you're paying attention. Right, now we've got these two. Just like we did with the first one, we lift the second piece, and we are going to do the exact same. Fold over. That one's folded over, which comes down. So this one's now going to be folded over and comes down. You see it goes down the same path as another ribbon. So you know that that fits perfectly. Crease it. Ooh. Look at that, you got two triangles. 1, 2. And we've got another 2. Lift this one, fold over, let it go. Make sure it's going down with another ribbon. Push that down. Make sure it's straight. There. Number 3 triangle. Get down. We're getting closer and closer. So we've got another 2. Lift this one. Fold it over. Let it go. Crease it. Still straight, but that's okay if it's not. We can pull them later. Oops. Still got 3 left. Here's 2. Lift this one. Fold over. Crease. Look at that. Very cool. Very, very cool. Alright, these ones here, you ignore them. I'll show you a bit more at the end of what it looks like on the other side. Push it down, push it down, push it down, push it down. You have 2 pieces, but we need to make the corner. We are going to work with this one. Now, the way that this side, the triangles work, is different from the other side. Remember, we folded over for this side, but on this side it's different. It folds under. It goes under itself. So let's just do one thing at a time. Let's fold this piece under. So what I mean by under is it's going to fold under, not over. We're not doing over. This side doesn't do over. Just need to look at the previous triangles to see what they do. And we can see that they go under itself. And when we go under and we change the direction of the strand, we need to make sure that it goes the same direction as the other ones. Okay, cool. That one's under. But then what about this one? What were we doing with this one? We were going over. So go over. But it's underneath that one. So now it's doing what it should be doing. Okay, let's do that again. It took me a lot of times to kind of understand that. This side is under. So we do under. This side, this strand is coming from this side, so we follow the same pattern of the triangles for this side. And this one was over. Okay? Now, you look at this strand here, is going parallel with this strand. So you know you're doing it correct. Okay, let's get that out of the way. All right, seal that down. Now, we need to create this corner. So, you know what? Done that wrong. Around the wrong way. And the way that you can see this mistake too is this strand is not going under the work like the other strands. The other strands are going under. And this strand actually came over the work. See, it's on the top, but that one's on the bottom. So we need to swap them around. And it's that kind of detail that we need to pay attention to. We can do the same thing, but we just need to swap them around. So they're now parallel. We will still fold under, but it will be under this one. Cool. Now this strand is where the other strands are, on the bottom of the square. And now this one will be on the top. There you are. Done. Okay. So now that we've got the ribbons going in the right direction, we are now at the final corner. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ribbons going that way. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ribbons going this way. You have 2 ribbons here on the corner doing the same thing to create the corner. We've made sure that they're going the right direction. What we now need to do is just fold them over. So see here, we are going to fold that down this side. And then we are going to fold this piece down the other side. So that essentially, remember that full triangle? That's not what we want. While the other piece, when it comes down, it creates that fold. And if we flip it around, that triangle there, it's the same thing. On this side, it looks like a full triangle, but we're going to fold it down. We now have that crease. So we know we're on the right track, okay? And that's how you close it off there. So I'll just put it down. There you go. So we're just going to get this one, maybe make it a bit tighter. There you go. We will you can just pick it up actually. And what you're going to do is when we do come down like this, we're going to tuck it under. So let's get those out of the way and I'll show you. Okay. Get that. We're pulling it over just so that you know what we're doing. We're pulling it over. We're going to tuck it under so that it goes down that ribbon. Okay. Tuck it, well, feed it under one, just like we did with all these other ones. We only went under one. Pop. Woohoo. There you go. Very cool. And that just goes like that. Let's actually pull this up. I just want to see something. No, we're right. Okay. Pull it down. Boom. There you go. Flip it over. This side now. It's wrong. Undo it. Get it back to this. It didn't look right. It wasn't folding over like we were talking about following patterns. It worked, but just didn't look right. Tell you what. Okay, so we'll just get it back to folding over so that it's on this side, and the other piece is folding under so that it goes on that side with those pieces. So let's just get back to there. I'll carry on. You can pause it to get it to this, but I worked it out anyway. Okay, so let's carry on with it. When we get to here, let's fold that up. We need to come back on itself. No, we don't. I'll be back. Oh my gosh, that was wrong too. So we need to go back to here. Okay, the whole thing about being on the same side, ignore that. Let's just go back to the two here, and we are going to take the one on the right, and we are going to still under itself, still that principle's correct. But remember how these ones are underneath, and I said this one needs to be underneath too? No, it goes on top, okay? And this one here, fold over, going down this way. So instead of this strand being on the top this side, like the rest of them, it's going to be on the bottom. Okay? Cool. Sorry about that. Like I said, patterns, follow the patterns, and make sure that you're keeping an eye for these things. So I tell you what, no matter how many times you do this, those corners seem to always get me. Right, so now we're in the right place, okay? So we still go down the other side, opposite side, but at least they are still going to look correct. All right? So let's get those out of the way so you can see. This one here is going to follow that triangle. Put it under one, Let's pull it through. Okay. And you can see that it looks the same. You do just need to make sure that you do it tight, crease it, because it's two pieces. Now we can see that that triangle with this piece still looks the same as every other triangle. So that's correct. Still looks the same. We still have the crease down the middle, and that new triangle still looks the same as this triangle and every other one. So that's important. I know I did a couple of mistakes, but you've now learned what to look out for. And then this side here, we've just flipped it over. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to get this piece and fold it down this way. Let's pull it up a little bit, just so that it covers that whole triangle. We're going to go under just the one piece. See, now it looks the same. That triangle looks the same as these triangles down this side. It all looks the same, and that's the most important thing. Okay, cool. Thanks for your patience, guys. Okay, so there's one piece coming down this side, and there's one piece coming down that side. So that is how you do that last corner, and this is an opportunity for you to tighten those sides as well and make things a bit even. Now what we are going to do is just feed them through, just a few. The more you feed them through, the stronger your piece becomes. This is a very small piece, so I'm just going to do it through another one, which means that it's feeding through two. And then we will cut them off. Feed it through one more. Another thing that you need to keep an eye out for is the correct length, because you don't want to be wasting your material. This ribbon's okay, but if you're using traditional materials, it can be very costly to have this much wastage. I think that's okay. This side here you can't really do much. Nope, so we'll just cut those ones off. This one down the middle, we will go through as many as we can for this one down the middle, because that's a very key piece, and if that one comes undone, your whole piece can be very vulnerable. I'm not going to edit out those mistakes. I want you to learn with me. Okay, cool. Now what we can do is just have a look at this. I'm okay with that. I mean, it's only ribbon, you can just pull it out a little bit. Now let's cut this off. And what you would do is the same with traditional material. You'll line it up with where you want it to rip. So you go horizontal, pull that off. You pull the piece. Make sure it's down. This ribbon is a bit strong than your traditional material, so you do have to hold it a bit tighter than normal. And you just go through your piece and you just keep tearing them off. Obviously you have to make sure your piece is the right way. I mean, if you go this way, you obviously can't tear it off, can you? All right, look at that. Hopefully your one looks the same. Let's have a close look. All the corners look the same. That's our double, that's our final end one. Oh, cut that. Knife's too sharp. It's okay. This one's the same. It looks the same. You've completed it. Now that we know the basics on how to do weaving and how to start identifying the sides, how many triangles, folding on the right, folding on the left, folding over, folding under, weaving or lalanga, under, over. There's a lot of things that we've learned in these 3 videos alone. How to use your fingers, your finger placements. So well done to you. Congratulations on creating your first piece. If you have any questions, please ask me in the relevant video where you might be confused. I would understand if you're a bit confused with this one, but please pause the video, go back where it's relevant, where your question may be, and try and understand it. But I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have about this whole process. But this is practically pretty much it. Weaving, it just gets bigger from here, and you just get more creative. You can create fans. In our next videos, I can show you how to create a fan. We can start a large mat, or we can start getting into smaller pieces like this and weaving bigger mats. But anyway, thank you very much for tuning in. Please subscribe, please like, please turn on that alarm, click on the alarm, and if you can, share and refer these pages to as many of your friends and family. That way YouTube can know that the videos are useful to you and other people. Don't forget, I'm on Instagram and TikTok. You just need to search for Learn How to Weave or Black Diamonds. Thanks.